What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with a little bit of Overwatch. And today I actually wanted to talk about my Season 4 placement experience, my overall thoughts on Overwatch right now, and whether or not I'm going to actually continue playing competitive in this game. If you guys remember, I was getting pretty frustrated towards the end of Season 3. I actually took a very long break between the end of Season 3 and the start of Season 4. I think there were about 3 or 4 weeks there where I just didn't even log into Overwatch, didn't even play. But I did decide to go ahead and do my placements for Season 4 to see how it would go. It went surprisingly well, although I was kind of surprised at where it placed me. So we'll get into that here in a second. I'm also going to talk about my overall goals and my attitude going into Season 4 and talk about a few other things with Overwatch in general. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Hopefully it won't be too long. So basically, I placed at 1,500, and I went 8-2, which is the best I've ever done in placements. So I was actually shocked because in Season 3 I placed at 1850. Season 2 I was like 2,400. So placements have been slowly going down each season, which is odd because my statistics and my overall gameplay has gotten better with each season. Now, Season 3, they did say everyone was going to place lower and would have to work their way up a little bit higher because they had too many people in certain brackets, and that was fine. So I fully expected to place low in Season 2 or Season 3 because I was still relatively new at the game, and I was very shocked when it actually placed me in almost platinum in Season 2. But going into Season 4, I just decided I'm going to just play the game. I'm going to try to enjoy the game. I'm going to try to improve. I'm not going to be too concerned with my SR rank. I'm not going to get frustrated at my teammates. I'm just going to try to make myself better and improve certain statistics. My main goal for this season is going to be to cut down on my amount of deaths and other things. I noticed in watching a lot of my gameplay from prior seasons, I was playing far too aggressively. I was dying a lot more than I should have, which meant I was feeding the other team ultimate charge and overall leaving my team in a bind a lot of the times. So I just decided that was the main thing I was going to focus on. Now, going through my 10 placement matches, like I said, I lost the first 2 and then won 8 in a row. My statistics across the board were all better than my prior season statistics for Season 2 or Season 3. I actually cut my deaths almost in half. My average was around 8.5 for Season 3. So far in Season 4, and this includes after the placements, I'm right around 5, like 4.8 deaths, so I'm doing a lot better in that area. Playing a lot less aggressively, especially when I'm playing support. I'm trying to stay with my tanks and just go more in the flow of the situation and try to push as much as I did before. And that's led to a lot more benefit for myself. I feel like I'm contributing a lot more to my team in certain areas. And I've actually been able to climb really fast. Like I said, I placed right around 1,500. I'm actually about to break into gold. I've gained about 500 SR. I have a win rate right around 73% right now in competitive, which it's pretty unheard of for me, and I'm sure it's going to, at some point, I'm going to hit the roadblock as I have in the previous seasons and go on the roller coaster ride where it's basically like, oh, we're going to lose 500 SR and then gain 500 SR, and that's what really made Season 3 unenjoyable. But Season 4 so far seems to be going pretty well. I did have one little snag the other night where I was playing on Friday night, and my rule is if I lose 2 games now, I just quit. I stop playing competitive. I go play quick play, or I go play another game. I don't want to put myself on tilt or keep playing and play poorly and lead to more losses. So I have a 2-loss rule where I'm done with competitive, usually for the evening if I lose 2 games in a row. And I had to do this the other night because for some odd reason I was just about to break into gold. I was right around like 1980 was my score, I think. And all of a sudden I was playing with gold players, which made sense because I was really ranking up pretty fast and improving quite a bit. I gained almost 500 SR in a pretty short amount of time and got pretty close to gold. So I knew I'd start playing with gold players, which is fine. But I noticed in 2 straight matches we had 4 people on the other team who were platinum, which didn't make any sense to me. And of course, it wasn't like something where they were that just like bad where they placed too high and they dropped all the way to the point where they're in a match with silver players. Because they were really good. They were actually really good at the game. Some of the players, we had one Farah on the opposite team who was a platinum, and she just absolutely destroyed us for the whole entire match. But it was weird. So the matchmaking is still pretty wonky. It didn't make much sense to me why there would be platinums playing against lower golds and higher silvers, and really kind of skewed the match. You could definitely see the difference in the quality of the player. And it just was not, we were competitive in the match, but it really wasn't very enjoyable. So there was that. But again, I'm trying to stay positive this season. I'm trying not to get upset at things. And I found that it has really been helping so far. And I also was reading the other day on the forums, there's actually, Blizzard came out with their Season 3, basically their ranking results for Season 3, with the player population. And kind of some interesting numbers here. Basically, in Bronze, only 6% of the player population was able to obtain, was in the Bronze area. Now, these numbers actually are based on Season High, so what people were able to obtain off their Season High. 22% of the population fell into Silver, 34% in Gold, 23% in Platinum, 10% in Diamond, 3% in Master, and 1% in Grandmaster. So it's very interesting statistics, and what this basically means, if you were able to play in Diamond, and they said only about 8% of people were able to maintain a Diamond rank, but 10% of the overall players in the game actually were able to achieve Diamond as their Season High. It means you're pretty darn good. So if you get into Diamond, you're a pretty good player at Overwatch. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. But it kind of makes me feel a little bit better that I've made my goal to get into Platinum, because only 23% of players in Overwatch have actually reached the Platinum rank in Season 3. So that means that's a pretty good goal to shoot for, and I can consider myself halfway decent at the game if I can make it to Platinum. I used to feel like Gold was kind of like this area where, a lot of people are like, oh, you suck if you're in Gold. It's terrible. But looking at the numbers, only 34% of the players in the game were able to achieve a season rank in the Gold, and less than that maintained it. These numbers, again, are based on Season High. 34%'s, not terrible. So if you're in Gold and you're struggling and trying to get the Platinum, just keep at it. It means you're actually pretty decent at the game. You're not terrible. You kind of know what you're doing. But what I thought was odd was that only 6% were in Bronze. That seems way too low to me. Because, like I said, I placed at 1,500, been working my way up through Silver, and the prior 2 seasons I've been basically maintained a low to mid Gold ranking, which again was why I was shocked I placed so low this season. But that's probably because I took such a long break from the game and just didn't know how to rank me at the time. But I think there's a lot of people that really should be in Bronze that I see in Gold and Silver matches who really don't belong there. And I think it's a lot of newer players, probably. It's something that's very odd with this game. When you have a new account and you come into it, I see a lot of people in the forums posting, "Oh, I got a new account," and all of a sudden I'm back up at Platinum, and I'm playing at Platinum and almost Diamond, and because I'm not stuck in the SR system anymore, and it has new data on me. I think the game places people way too high when they're new, and it happened to me in Season 2. I played the game for all of like 5 hours. I got to rank 25, mostly doing quick play and against the AI. I jump in and do my 10 placements and go 5 and 5, and I'm almost 2,500 right out of the box. And I knew jack about Overwatch. I had played FPS my entire life, but I never played Overwatch before. And it's a game that takes a long time to understand the nuances and how to play it. And I had no clue what I was doing, and the game decided to put me almost in Platinum, which I thought was, that's ridiculous. And it's happening to a lot of new players, and then what happens is these new players, they get into the game, they realize they don't know enough heroes to compete, they bring their team down, they're not very good at the game mechanically early on, and they start to fall, and they start to drop. And what happens is as you're trying to rank up through Silver or Gold or wherever, you run into these players who placed up in Platinum or wherever, and they're falling, and they get paired with you, and they're playing at a Bronze level while it's stuck in a Gold or Platinum game. And they just pull the whole team down with them. And that's one of the problems I see with this game. They still need to figure out a way to make qualifications a little bit better for playing in competitive, especially for new players. And I may do a separate video on this a little bit later where I talk about some ways I think they could improve the competitive qualification experience in general. I think the placement matches are okay, but they're not perfect. And there's a lot of things they could do to help people. I think they might think about adding some kind of development league for competitive where you have to show proficiency with certain characters in each class before you can move on to play competitive. Because the problem a lot of these newer players run into is they only know how to play 1 or 2 heroes, and if those heroes get selected, then they're screwed. They don't know what to do. They're stuck playing a hero they're not very good at, and they in turn are unable to really do anything for their team. So that's one thing I definitely think they need to look at. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me. At least for this video. Let me know if you're playing Season 4 competitive in Overwatch. I'm having a pretty good time so far, just trying to have a more relaxed attitude And that's kind of one of the funny reasons I'm playing Zenyatta too, because he's kind of like the patience and be relaxed type guy in the game, and I'm trying to do the same thing and have that same type of attitude. It seems to be helping so far. I've been climbing pretty quick in SR, and I'm hoping I can get into Platinum this season. So anyways, guys, hope you're having a great day. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you again next time.